Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Keep sharing these videos. This is the home of the upset. Let's get to week 11. Really excited about it. First game, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Bears. The Bears are plus 6.5, and I'm riding with the Bears in Soldier Field. Firstly, I think this Bears defense is better than people think, and I've been saying it all year. People like to forget that this Bears offense, this first 6-7 weeks of the year, was absolutely pathetic and hapless. They did not play complementary football. They did not give their defensive side of the ball any rest. But that is changing. We're seeing that evolution, metamorphosizing with Justin Fields. One thing I love about Justin Fields is he's fearless. Yes, I know you guys like his legs, and he throws really well when he's rolling right. But I like how he's fearless, and put 8 guys on the front. They put 7 guys on the front, and they just set 7, 8 guys every play, man-to-man coverage. Let's see if you guys can beat us. And Lamar did not look comfortable. You didn't see one deep ball. There's no safety back there. Why aren't you throwing it deep? And now you get a better challenge with the Chicago Bears. The Bears' defense is a lot better than this Dolphins. And you start getting worried for the Ravens. And a big matchup in this game is this Ravens front 7 against the Bears running game. If the Bears are even to get a decent running game going this game, I see no reason why they shouldn't be able to win this. The plus 6.5 is scrumptious, it's delicious, and yes, I will be crunching on it, but you always want to hit one outright, and I think if the Bears are able to get the run game going with play action, make things a little bit easier for Justin Fields, it could easily happen. And the Ravens are a team, they haven't looked like they've been in full rhythm all year. They just haven't. And you look at that Cincinnati game, you look at that Dolphins game, yes, those are 2 terrible losses. I'm not counting the Ravens out. I just think now that it's November, they have to get a lot better, and they have to get a lot better fast. But the Bears are getting better as well. They should have won that game against the Steelers. They're absolutely robbed on Monday Night Football. I think the Bears come back with vengeance. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Jacksonville Jags. San Fran is minus 6.5. We love us in Jacksonville. I think even taking Jacksonville plus 6.5 is an upset. I don't think a lot of the gamblers will be taking it. A lot of people never take Jacksonville to cover. This is one of the few gambling podcasts that does. When I'm looking at this game, it's more about the 49ers. And we've seen this 49ers team not be too good overall. And yes, there's situations when you can bet them. We've rid with them at Chicago this year, at the Eagles. Those are times you can ride with them. But I think plus 6.5, minus 6.5 is too much. I really do think minus 6.5 is too much for them to cover this game. The Jags are playing better, principally on defense. And you're seeing Miles Jack play like a superstar. Jags got a good secondary. And listen, the Jags, they got to keep this thing simple. It's really simple. 8 men in the front. Make Jimmy G throw it. Make Jimmy G beat you. Jimmy G is not good. And now I'm starting to hear the Jimmy G hype just because he had one good game against the Rams. That's not going to happen. It's an admiration. It's an admiration. So I'm looking forward to watching this Jags defense against the San Francisco offense. If this San Francisco team wants to make a run, they better be able to get 27, 30 points against the Jags on the road in the Florida heat. I don't think they do it. And I think Lawrence has something in store. Last week, he barely could move on that ankle. It is looking a little bit better this week from all reports. But this Jags offense, more people need to help him out. And the receiving core. Their receiving core needs to help him out. Because I don't think the Jags are going to be able to run it too well against the San Francisco front 7. So I think it comes down to what Lawrence can do. I expect Lawrence to be better this week. I expect the Jags receivers to be a little bit better this week. DJ Chark isn't coming back from IR. That's never going to happen. So stop dreaming about it. Unfortunately, that's the state of the Jags. Jags plus 6.5, I absolutely like. Rolling the dice on the Jags outright is, like I said, rolling the dice, but I could see it happening. Next game, we got an upset. We got Cincy at Vegas. Vegas is -1. Listen, I went back and forth on this yesterday before I did the Vegas spread picks. Cincinnati really should win this game. I guess they're the underdog in this game. They're +1, +1.5, depending where you're placing your bets. I'm looking forward to this game. Cincinnati really should be a favorite this game, though. And I think, but let me get to it. Cincinnati is a team that I think people got a little bit frustrated with them after that Browns game. I think they kind of buried the Bengals, and there's no reason to bury the Bengals after that Browns game. This is a long season. You got a young quarterback with a great young wide receiver in Jamar Chase. We'll see the symbiosis. Here's why I think it's an upset. I still think this Vegas secondary can be attacked. I think you can sling it on them. I think Burrow goes for over 300 yards, and that's what changed my mind about this game. I think Cincy in the upset is a good bet. I'm riding with them. And when you're looking at this Vegas team, you got to ask questions like a psychologist. You got to sit in the chair, cross your arms, and say, "How are you feeling?" Honestly, because you guys talked a lot about the result of Henry Ruggs and what that meant off the field. I talked about on the field. Carr needs another dog out there. They need some speed on that Raiders offense. They're playing in a small little box, and their running game isn't as good as it used to be. Carr's playing good this year, and their play-action pass is one of the best in the league. It's just, without Henry Ruggs, you don't have anyone to take the top off the defense. I think that hurts the Raiders in this game, especially when you play the Bengals. The Bengals like to fly around. They like to hit people hard. They like to play against the run and let you beat them in the pass. We'll sit in some soft zone, but when you catch it, we're going to knock your break off. I actually think we see a different strategy from the Bengals. I think we see more man-to-man, and I think the Raiders are going to see man-to-man from here on out. I mean, Waller's obviously dangerous, but outside of him, who can really beat you on this team? So that's why Cincy is an upset to bet, because I just think they have more weapons. They have more dogs. Next game, we got the Green Bay Packers at the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay -2.5. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, go to my Patreon page, link in the description. Listen. This isn't one I'm picking. I got Green Bay to win in the cover. But there is reason for upset alert. This Packers offense, I think Aaron gets going this game, and I think he plays well. But after what Minnesota pulled last week on LA, they need to be on this list. We'll see if the Packers are for real this game. I personally think the Packers are for real. I personally think this Aaron Rodgers heel turn is propelling the Packers to where they need to be. And this is the most excited I've been about the Packers since Brett Favre was there, in terms of them getting to a Super Bowl and maybe winning. But look at what the Minnesota Vikings did last week without Harrison Smith, Pierce, Barr, Hunter, other good players. They were without pretty much their whole defense and still beat the Chargers. You do wonder what type of fight Minnesota will put up. Maybe this is why I put it on. I just want you guys to have a little bit of caution about Green Bay, because Minnesota was walking wounded last week and still was able to pull something out on the road. Yes, we know Green Bay's a better team than the Chargers, but still, point stands. Next game and last game of the weekend, we got the Houston Toxins at the Titans. Texans +10. Toxins. You have to do something. Tyrod Taylor is back. So that gives you at least a puncher's chance. No, Tyrod Taylor is not good. Tyrod Taylor is a serviceable backup in this league. Do I even think he's better than Jacoby Brissett? Probably not. So I'm not trying to weave any hopes or dreams. But am I the only one that thinks there could be a Vrabel meltdown coming? Am I the only one that thinks things might be going a little bit too good for the Titans? Am I the only one who gets afraid when good things happen to that organization? I get a little bit afraid. And there's not a lot of science here. Houston doesn't have any weapons on offense. Their defense looked good earlier in the year, but they've completely given up. They've completely thrown in the towel. It's just a bit too much for them at the moment. I just think the Texans do something crazy in this game. I don't have any evidence. I don't even want you guys to think Lawson thinks the Texans are going to beat the Titans. I don't think the Texans are better than the Titans by any means, but any given Sunday, and like I said, haven't the Titans been a little bit too good for their own bridges? I think this Texans game is closer than people think. Don't be surprised if the Texans cover this. The Texans could cover this game absolutely easy. As for win, that's going to be like that's a big ask, but any given Sunday in this league. Hit the like button, share the videos. It's the best gambling show on the internet.
How many days it gonna take? You switch on me and I ain't get a break. If I hop off, then the levee gon' break. If I take two, then I'm off into space. Put all that down, pour all that out. I'm done without, we on the now. Step after step, day by the day. Live for the night and I'm never gon' break. Yeah.
Step by step, by step, by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Step by step, by step, by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Moving forward on the glory, up and onward, write the story. Little further, I can see it. We will be there before you know.
This life can get you down, down, down.
Just keep yourself around.